Hi, this is Joe Markley with an update on a very important issue now before the Connecticut General Assembly, and that's what's called no excuse absentee ballots. First of all, let me say I think election integrity is fundamental to the operation of American democracy. We have to all have confidence that the elections are fairly decided. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter what you think about what happened last fall. We need to try to restore confidence in elections. The whole time I was back in the legislature for 8 years, every year there were proposals passed to change election law. And I know from talking to town clerks and registrars of voters how much they struggled to put these constant changes into effect. But at least there's been a limit to how much could be changed, because we have the blessing in Connecticut of having a certain amount of our election law protected in the state constitution. One of the things that's protected are the requirements for casting an absentee ballot. The state constitution says you can only cast an absentee ballot if you're going to be out of town, if you're ill, if you have a disability, or if there's a religious reason that you can't vote on that particular day. And that has limited the amount of changes that could take place. Now, last fall, we saw the Secretary of State, unconstitutionally, in my opinion, override that provision and send out absentee ballot applications to everybody in the state and allow anybody who wanted to vote because of the COVID emergency. What I don't want to see is that become ongoing practice, because absentee ballots of all aspects of balloting are the most susceptible to fraud and to abuse. I know that from experience. I know that from the legal record. And this is a line of defense for us, this constitutional amendment. That's why it's so important that Republicans vote against Senate Joint Resolution 58, which is a resolution proposing a state constitutional amendment to allow no excuse absentee balloting. If that amendment is passed, it goes onto the ballot. If it's passed, then there will be no restrictions on the use of absentee ballots, and effectively we'll have no excuse absentee ballots, which will lead to early voting. The ballots can be distributed without any constitutional restriction to anyone who wants them, and without any time restriction. Republicans on the Government Administration and Elections Committee, which oversees elections, attempted to amend this proposal to put protections in, like signature verification. Those proposals, which were completely reasonable, were defeated on a party line vote. The Democrats want the broadest possible form of absentee ballot voting because, as a party, they're better organized, they're in a position to take advantage of it. If this goes into effect, we'll see ballot harvesting by Democratic advocacy groups starting as soon as the ballots go out, possibly as early as August. It will give that Democratic Party a tremendous advantage under the current circumstances, and it will give many opportunities for abuses and for illegal behavior that we really don't want to see. The thing is, a supermajority vote is required for this no excuse absentee ballot amendment to go on the ballot next year to be voted on. If it only passes with a majority, then it has to return to later legislature and will be put off for at least 3 years. That's why it's so important that every Republican in the General Assembly oppose this unprotected no excuse absentee ballot proposal. If just 3 Republican state senators and 16 Republican House members support it, then it will be on the ballot next year. And we could be dealing with no excuse absentee balloting going on as soon as 2023. I'm sending this video today to encourage everyone who shares my concern to contact their Republican state legislator and let them know that we don't want no excuse absentee ballot in the current form, which would really allow a Wild West situation as far as voting goes. Now, I don't know that Republicans are going to be voting for it, but I've been concerned in previous sessions with previous proposals that there has been Republican support, and in some cases there would have been Republican support if Republicans hadn't spoken out to their legislators. This is a very confusing session. There's hundreds of bills before them. Some of the legislators I've talked to about this issue tell me frankly that they haven't focused on it yet. The pressure at the Capitol, the pressure in the inside is all going to be in favor of no excuse absentee balloting and this resolution. I think we need to speak up respectfully, in a friendly way, to the legislators we know, the ones who represent us, and say, please don't do this to us. Protect the integrity of elections, give the Republican Party a chance to grow strong and contest the election successfully, and please vote no this session on House Joint Resolution 58 that would allow no excuse absentee balloting. I'm including in this email a link to that bill, and if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to hear from you. I'm not scared of the voters. I hope everyone who's entitled to vote shows up and votes. I'm willing to duke it out with the Democrats anytime, but I don't want to put us in a situation where we question the results when they come in. And I don't want to put us in a situation where we're institutionally disadvantaged to the Democratic Party at this point. So that's my message for today. Thank you for your attention, and I'll be back again when I've got a hot topic. Bye-bye.